I think if I understand you, you are saying I should maybe broaden what I mean by continuing to embrace imported. That's the key word, the imported harmful gender norms. I often hear people say that when justifying certain behaviors, that it is culture. And I usually butt heads with a lot of people when I tell them that that's not our culture. That's not Basotho culture. That's an African, if I may actually be brave. When being hateful, being spiteful, putting other people is not our culture. Other people based on their gender is not our culture. It has not been like that. Mempui has already given us a very rich background of women. I call them my male daughters of Africa. Wherever I go, I tell people that I am Rakhali, I'm a male father. I'm not a woman. I'm not a man. I am me. I am who I am, and I am noticed and I am acknowledged as a powerhouse where I come from. Therefore, I have never been put down based on my sex or on my birth assigned or gender. So by harmful gender norms, many people do not realize, because it goes to a point of why we do have gender law reforms that we are talking about. Mempu asked, how do we move forward? How do we make sure this does not recur, keeps on not recurring? We have gender law reforms that we keep on developing. Other people will argue that we do not have enough women. No, it's not about quotas, as Mempu has indicated. Mempui has indicated, it can be men that are actually feminists, that actually understand that in working on this, it is for the betterment of the entire community, that we are all going to benefit from doing the right thing. So it does not necessarily mean that there has to be 5 women and 5 men for things to happen. It can be 10 men and 2 women, and the right things can still go on. So in terms of gender norms were birthed in Britain in the 1700s, late 1700s. They were birthed with Industrial Revolution. They were birthed with an aim to advance capitalism. The separation of men and women is un-African. It is something that was imported, that was taken from the colonial masters to the rest of Europe, then to the colonials in the global south, where women were taught that women are carers. Hence now we are seeing women dying in their numbers whenever there are epidemics or there are pandemics or there are disasters, or there's even conflict, because women find themselves in a receiving end of where they have been assigned a carer role. So Mempu will know better. With HIV and AIDS, we know why more women have HIV than men. It is because they've been assigned a carer role. So it's these roles that come with gender norms that are harmful to us, and these are not ours, and we keep on holding on to them. How do we hold on to them? Our constitutions are refusing to open up to international advances like Maputo Protocol. Lesotho can try and reform the laws, but as long as they are not domesticating the protocol, nothing will go ahead. And why is the protocol not being so difficult to domesticate? Because we are common law come from. The common law was endorsed by the British. We are holding on to, we are still colonial subjects in our mind. And if we do not approach law reforms, we do not approach change from a decolonial perspective, we will never move on. We will never move on. So we can have as many people as we like that want to change. We can even have the gender law reforms. I was excited. I keep on reading and I'm excited about the changes that are happening. But do we make these changes with understanding of what we are supposed to dismantle? So it's a lot of issues that one can bring up, but I think Mempo has covered a lot of it. We are talking about women being carers. We are talking about women suffering a lot when we go through. One of the reverends from Lesotho said that it's an unfair battle that we are dealing with COVID right now, because right in the beginning, SRHR was compromised. women could not access contraception. We already have issues with abortion, restrictive abortion rights. Those that can afford and could skip the country to South Africa to attain that service could no longer access it because the borders were closed. We are talking about HIV medication. People were violated where they had to show the police why they have to go to, which is in essence violation on its own by forcing someone to reveal that they're HIV positive, they are going to access their medication in order to be able to move around. These are small things that other people think they're small, but they add up. They add up to larger things. So it's what I was talking about, Mateo, when I said at the back of this, at the backdrop of this, we are holding on to being colonial subjects through our laws.